Hi guys, it's Dave the Train Guy from the Hobby Man by Hearns. Today's unboxing will be Gopher models, Victorian Railways or VR S-Class in blue, and the New South Wales Government Railways Class 42 from these guys. Alright. Now, this is an iconically beautiful diesel, and it's actually one of my personal favourites, I should say. Yeah, is the Victorian Railways S-Class. Now, these came about in the 1950s, 57 for the Victorian one and 55 for the New South Wales 42, and I think really they are probably the most graceful looking diesels ever built. Now they're very much modelled on EMD, which is Electromotive Division of General Motors, the big guys, and we all know who General Motors is, in fact practically Chev. Back in the 1940s or late 30s, in America and the States, EMD started very early in the piece with developing diesel on motive attraction. Now, because of the war and depressions and other things, in Australia, we didn't actually get a look into really using diesels in a big way until the 1950s. Now, on to Operation Phoenix in Victoria, the Victorian Railways were really keen to get on board with this new technology because of its efficiencies. And after the B-Class, which will be another release, again, very shortly from Gopher Models, they came up with the S-Class. Now, the S-Class was intended for mainline passenger and mainline freight workings between Melbourne and the borders to Albury and to Silverstone on the South Australian borders originally, and a lot of frontline crack expresses within the state. Now, these were originally referred to as a bullnose in the States, and we've sort of adopted the same name here, or a streamliner. And the original styling came from the 1940s, when things were a lot more glamorous and railways took pride in the appearance of what their locomotives and trains look like, and usually having the front engine looking rather glamorous in front of an express. And the Victorian Railways followed suit. And in 1957, the Victorian Railways placed an order for 18 single-ended bullnose diesels, and they were referred to as the S-Class. There we go. And Gopher Models have done a really good effort at replicating just how graceful these diesels are. Now, as you can tell, just in my hand, it's quite weighty, and the colour looks correct to me, and they've just done a really good representation. Everything from the cooling grills up here, just the fact they have horns, wipers, we even got brake hoses, emu hoses, even handrails on the nose here, and you won't even see that on the camera, but they are there. And we have the flexi coil bogies, the staff exchanger, and there's even a little representation of the famous Clyde engineering, which builder's plate, which they had for up until about 1967. They progressively got removed, but you can just see it down there. It's a little light blue, little oval with a like an eagle rising from the flames, or like the Phoenix bird. And I don't think even if you had a magnifying glass, we would see that. And just moving around, there we have the back end. Now, the back end was never intended for mainline running, only at speeds around about 15 miles an hour, which probably doesn't really convert to kilometres as a high number. But again, we've got little brake hoses, and we've got the micro train knuckle couplings, which is another really good touch. And just another thing with this too, we've got a tiny little light up there, so if your train is reversing or your engine's running light engine reverse, you'll get a light there, and of course you will on the front. So there you go. And you're probably asking, can you put a decoder in it? And the answer is yes. You can put a 6-pin decoder in the fuel tank there, which clips away. And you'll probably see later, as we'll just give you a quick demo, they are a really smooth runner. And just another point. And Gopher Models also kindly give you a decal set. So you can represent any member in the class from S300 through to S318. And if I'm looking closer, I'm just trying to see 316 and 314. And yes, they do, yes. Those two units were written off in the sudden Aurora accident on the 7th of February 1969. And I was just interested to see if they were actually there, and you can actually represent those particular written off engines, and you've even got radio equipped decals just over here, which came into force around about 1983, and a lot of blue liveried locos did wear that sticker. So that's a great little model. Moving along, we have the New South Wales Railways 42. Now these came into service a little bit earlier than the Victorian Railways S. And I think it was around about 1955, and there was only 6 in class. But again, it's still a really attractive looking engine. Here it is in its Indian red livery. I'll just get it out there. Now, the really good thing about Gopher models, apart from the fact they're really smooth and well made and highly detailed, is that neither of these models is a repaint of the other. And there's also a GM, which we don't have here today, as we've sold it. But you'll notice the little subtle differences with the 42. It has its here we go. It has the horns mounted on the nose. It has buffers. The New South Wales Railways were slow to convert to automatic couplings, but then you've still got the air hoses alike here. And the obvious difference here is that you don't have a second driver's cab in the back like you do in the S-Class. But you still have the little working light, and you just do have a little bit of a window. And I do tell a lie, I believe it could be driven from the number 2 cab, but only for short trips. But the colour scheme is really well captured here. And same with the cooling fans. Same arrangement as the S-Class. But like I said, you can just compare them. That side they're the same. Flipping them over, you'll see that the window is blanked out on the 42. And again, they have kindly provided you with a decal set. And you can do all 6 members in the class. And they've even, and you probably may not see it, you can see the PTC, when the New South Wales Government Railways became the Public Transport Commission. L7 logo right there. And you can either you can go with, and these are tiny, but they are well done. You can have the New South Wales Railways or state emblem crest. So I think you need your tweezers and a pair of magnifying glasses to get that on, guys, but the effort would be worth it. Okay, so we'll put them on the track in a minute, and we'll just give you a demo just to prove how smooth they are. Anyway, and on top of that, so if you want a nice smart looking streamliner on the front of your train, you can either order these online, or you can come visit us in either store, because this is a constant item for us. I do believe the S-Class is in short supply, and it may not last for long, and they have been popular. And we look forward to the next colour release that's coming up on the horizon, which I think will be West Coast Rail V-Line. And I think there might be a couple of other variations on that theme, but we'll keep you posted. All right. Okay, so until next time, happy modelling, and bye for now.